Yo, guys, up? I got the plays, you guys, for the Monday Night Football game between the Lions and the Ravens. We're going to hop into the two plays I got in 1 second. First, before we do, just talking about the last few videos, we need to get across the finish line. We need to finally cash. If you look right here, we've been doing really, really well. Last NFL Sunday, we missed a 6-leg by 1 leg. Then today in NFL Sunday, we missed by 10 yards. Yesterday in College Football Saturday, we missed by 1 leg again. So we need to finally cash the full slip. No more missing by 1 leg. I think we could get it done in this video. So first, make sure to drop a like on this video. It's free. Takes 1 second. Helps me out so much. So please, guys, if you could get 300-400 likes, something like that, would be insane. So thank you guys so much. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel either. We post these free pick videos for you every single day. And again, we've been killing it lately. You could see all the plays. I mean, I tell you guys every day, just take your favorite plays out of the ones I'm giving you. So a lot of people still have been cashing. So make sure to subscribe to the channel. And if you live in any one of these yellow states on this map right here, listen up. You guys can make a ton of extra money for free right now. You're watching the video because you want to make some extra money sports betting. This is as close as you can get to guaranteed money right here. If you live in any one of those yellow states, that means you could download the Sleeper, Chalkboard, or Parlay Play apps. We're going to talk more specifically about the Parlay Play app throughout the video like we have in the last few videos. But if you don't have any one of these apps, or if you already have two but you don't have the third, get these apps right now, man. Okay, the link is down below in the description. When you download these apps, all three of them will ask you right away if you have a promo code. Make sure before you deposit, you put in code GHOST. That way, each of these apps will give you all their promos and their free money. So when you use code GHOST on Sleeper, they will give you a $100 deposit match. So that's $100 for free right there. When you use promo code GHOST on Parlay Play, they will do the same thing, give you a $100 deposit match as well. And then Chalkboard, using code GHOST, you get a free $20 without even a deposit. So if you just want some free money to bet with, Chalkboard is the move. Use code GHOST. $20 without a deposit, so you could just get on the app, use that $20, and then hopefully you cash and you could keep going. But again, links are down below. Just make sure to use code GHOST. You could get up to $220 for free. Some of these apps have some free squares and stuff like that again, but just letting you guys know that's the best advice I can give you. All links are down below. If you use code GHOST, up to $220 for free. And I know for a fact, 90% of you guys watching this video right now do not have all three of those apps. So if you don't have all three of those apps, go get the rest of those apps, because every app you get is just extra free money. I made my first couple thousands of dollars sports betting just using these different apps and getting all the deposit matches. So I'm telling you guys, you should do the same, because it is the easiest way to make money sports betting. So again, just make sure to use code GHOST when you're signing up. Make sure you put that code GHOST in before you deposit so you actually get your free money. Those links are all down below. But with that being said, let's hop into the two plays. And I mentioned at the beginning, we're going to talk more about Parlay Play throughout the video. Just like the last two videos, we're going to be bouncing back and forth between the two apps to kind of show you the payout difference, because Parlay Play has been paying out a lot more. So we're going to check again today if the payout's better. But with that being said, getting into this first play, Lions, Ravens. Fantastic game. Can't really ask for a better Monday Night Football game. I'm stoked for this. We're playing at Baltimore in this game. The one thing I've talked about before with Baltimore this season, not a ton of people have noticed it because it's only been 2 weeks so far to look at stats-wise. The one thing Baltimore's been really, really bad defending is running backs receiving the ball. If you look at their first 2 weeks, they have already given up 17 receptions to running backs so far this season in the first two games, which is insane, because that's just receptions, not to mention how many targets these running backs are getting. I mean, they've probably had, I didn't check, but they were probably 20 plus targets to running backs with teams going up against the Ravens, easily 20 plus targets. But again, 17 receptions to running backs is what the Ravens have given up in the first two games of the season. So looking at that, instantly you want to go to the Detroit backfield. And then when you're looking between Montgomery and Gibbs, you're going straight to Gibbs for receptions. So looking at Jahmyr Gibbs in this game, he's at 3.5 receptions. He's been killing this line. At the end of last season, he was crushing this almost every single game, including the playoffs. And then you look at his first two games of this season, he played Green Bay. He had like 10 targets, 10 receptions. 10 receptions in that game against Green Bay, which is insane. And then he had 3 against the Bears last week. Now you're playing Baltimore, who again is giving up basically the most receptions to running backs in the entire league, and your line still at 3.5. Love this player right here. Got to take the over. Not to mention, Detroit should be losing. most of the game. I mean, they're projected right now at like 3.5, I think is the spread. So they might not be losing the entire game, but I do think fourth quarter, especially late in the fourth quarter, they should be losing the game and they should have to pass the ball. And then in that situation, Jahmyr Gibbs should probably get an extra 1 to 2 receptions in that kind of situation. So there's a lot of different ways Jahmyr Gibbs could get this done. But again, 3.5 just seems way too low to me in general for Jahmyr Gibbs. But then when you're playing the Ravens, who again have given up 17.5 receptions in the first 2 weeks, you got to take Jahmyr Gibbs over on reception. So that's going to be the first play right there. And then going over on parlay play, we'll lock that play in right now over at the 3.5 receptions. And then we'll go back to Prizepicks again. We're just bouncing back and forth because I want to show you guys the payout on parlay play. It's way better. It's been better every single pick I've ever given so far in the football season, whether it's college or NFL. The payouts have always been better on parlay play, so I want to show you guys that again in today's video. Getting into the second play, we're going to go straight to Derrick Henry. I mean, I don't know how you bet on a Ravens game and you don't at least look at Derrick Henry, but we're going to be taking him over on his fantasy score at 14.5. So looking at his fantasy score, this is kind of a mathematical play. First of all, I just wanted to take his over in general because it is obviously a primetime game at home for the Ravens. They're projected to win, so by fourth quarter, he should be getting a couple extra, I don't want to say garbage time carries, but you guys know what I mean when you have the lead, trying to run the clock down, get some extra carries late in the fourth quarter. I do think he's going to get that kind of situation here in this game. And then he's coming off of a game where he's only had 2 fantasy scores. So the first game of the year, he had 30 fantasy score against the Bills, absolutely killed him. And then in the second game, he only had 2, which a lot of people think is horrible, which clearly it obviously is. But if you look at who that's against, I mean, that's against the Browns. If you look at what they've been doing so far this year, it's not just Derrick Henry had a bad game against them. They have been clamping running backs. They've basically been giving up 2 yards a carry to everybody they play. I mean, they just played Josh Jacobs again today on Sunday, and they gave up like 2 yards a carry to him as well. So, I mean, they have been literally clamping every running back they've been playing. And Derrick Henry, whenever he plays a team that's not top 5 in run defense, which the Lions are not top 5 in run defense by any means, he usually goes off or at least has around 80, 90 plus yards. And I do think he's going to do that again in this game. But what I said earlier about the mathematical play, we're taking him over on 14.5 fantasy score because I do think he's going to get in the end zone. I think we can all agree on that. I mean, DeAndre Swift scored against the Lions, and then Josh Jacobs scored against the Lions. So I think Derrick Henry's also going to score against the Lions in this game, at least 1 touchdown. So let's say Derrick Henry gets a touchdown. That's basically going to bring this down to 8.5 fantasy score that he has to get still. And then that's just going to be 85 yards, 85 rushing yards, right? Which is Lions at 86 rushing yards. So that's already better right there. And then not to mention, it's Derrick Henry. Can he get in the end zone twice? 100%. He did it 3 of his last 5 games. He got in the end zone twice. If he gets 2 touchdowns in this game, that would not shock me at all. We could get lucky and he could get 1 or 2 receptions in this game, and then that's obviously an extra 1 or 2 fantasy points. So I think his fantasy line is a little bit too low just because he had a really bad week last week. So we're going to be taking Derrick Henry over 14.5 fantasy score. Plus, again, I just don't think the Lions defense, running defense right now is that good. I mean, they've been giving up, 4 to 5 rushing yards a game, and they haven't been playing fantastic running backs so far, just DeAndre Swift and Josh Jacobs. So we're going to be taking Derrick Henry at that fantasy score. And again, looking over on parlay play, I'll show you guys one more time. Look right here. I mean, this is the 3rd day in a row parlay play is a better payout. It's not by much, but this stacks up over and over every day, and it ends up being so much. So if I put $100 down on this play on Prizepicks, it's going to pay out $300. On parlay play, it's paying out $324. So I'm actually going to go ahead and lock that play in right now for $100 to cash out for $324. And again, guys, if you want to hop on the Parlay Play app right now and you're not already on it, you can get $100 for free by using code GHOST. And then if you want, I'm not saying you guys have to do this, obviously, but if you take that $100, you could throw it down on this play on Parlay Play. If it cashes, you cash for over $300. We've done that multiple times this season. Hopefully, we could do it again here for you guys in this video, but those links are all down below for all 3 of these apps. Just make sure to use code GHOST and you could get up to $220 for free to use to bet with on this Monday Night Football. So make sure to go down below and use code GHOST. Get on those apps. And again, if you want to throw the full $100 down on those apps on this play, let me know in the comments if you guys are going to tail that and do that. Just let me know. I love knowing when you guys are tailing those plays. But with that being said, just make sure to drop a like on this video. Always appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe either. These are the 2 plays we got for the Monday Night Football game. Good luck with our bets, and I'll catch you in the next video.